Hello and welcome to this review of the Kirisun DP770. This review is going to be split into two parts. In this first section I'm going to be showing you the physical attributes of the radio, and I'm going to be going through the menus and just talking about the radio in general. And in the second part of the review I'm going to be talking about my experience with the radio over the week that I spent testing it, and I'm also going to be showing you a clip of the radio working on the DMR Mark network. This is a new DMR radio from Kirisun. It's tier 2 and it's not compatible with other standards. It's only compatible with DMR. I got quite a few comments talking about the standards on my other Kirisun videos, so I thought I'd clear it up at the beginning of this video. Here's the S780, which it won't work with. Here is the radio that it will work with, and here's another one, which are Motorola DMR radios, the DP3600 and the DP3400. So it will work with other DMR radios. It won't work with other digital standards like P25, D-Star or DPMR. This radio was supplied for the review by Radio Distribution Limited, who are now selling this radio in the UK. There is a link to their website in the description of the video. So now let's have a look at the physical attributes of this radio. Let's start at the bottom here. You've got your speaker with the microphone next to it there. You've got number pad, directional buttons here, and a nice big bright screen. So on the top you've got your volume knob, which is also the channel knob if you push it in. Next to that you've got your LED indicator, which indicates when you're transmitting, when you're receiving, and when you're in a call. Then there's the emergency button. Next to that is your antenna. The radio's SMA male. You can see the pin in the middle there. And the antenna is SMA female. And you might notice that it says GPS on there. Yes, this radio does have GPS, which is a very nice feature. On the right hand side you've got your accessory connector, which is the same as on the Motorola DP3000 series. So you can use their accessories. Over here I've got a Motorola speaker mic to show you. The bits in the top here go into the top of the radio, and that goes on there, and then you screw it in like that. So it's got a nice firm connection. It's not going to drop off. If you drop the radio, the accessory is not going to come off. And it also works with Motorola DP3000 series programming cable. So on the left hand side you've got the nice push to talk button, which works well. You've got your programmable button 1 and your programmable button 2. Number 1 has just 1 dot and number 2 has 2 dots. On the back you've got the belt clip, which is screwed in on top of the battery as well, so you cannot remove the battery without unscrewing the belt clip. And on the bottom you've got just the battery opener, or whatever you call it. You just open that and slide out the battery once the belt clip is removed. So now let's turn on the radio and have a look at what it can do. So you hold this red button here, which is the power button. Wait for it to start up. Okay, it beeps to let you know it started up, and I've got this channel called Home Channel. So here we've got the home screen. So on the home screen you've got, starting from the top left corner, the signal indicator, the power level. Along here we've got this indicator showing that it's not on a repeater, which is just a simplex mode. Over here you've got the battery. Below the battery is this little icon to show you that you're in digital mode. If you're in analog, then it shows a sine wave instead. You've got your channel number, you've got the channel name and which zone it's in. Down here you've got the date and time, which are actually wrong, and then you've got your two labels which correspond to the buttons below them. So if we click this button, it brings up the menu. If you click that button, it brings up the contacts. So let's have a look at the contacts. If you go into contacts, you can add a contact. You can manual dial, which is where you enter in their ID manually with the keypad, and then push to talk to private call them. And you've got your list of contacts. So I've got these 4 radios set up in here. If you want to call one of these radios, you simply press the push to talk button. If you want to do any of the other features, you can just press confirm to go into the radio, to go into the settings for that contact. You can view the contact, you can edit the contact. Let's back out of that. You can delete the contact. You can send a call alert to the contact, which just makes it beep. So that's the call alert. If I put it down on the desk, you can hear that it's vibrating as well. We can pick it up and we can private call back. So I just private called the other radio, the calling radio, by just picking it up with the push to talk button. Okay, so you can also, if I send another one, you can also just press the red button to ignore it. What else can we do? We can do a radio check. Radio available. We can remote monitor. So it's now listening to that radio, even though it hasn't keyed up. And this radio doesn't know that it's being listened to. I'm not pushing the push to talk button, it just listens in. You've got radio stun and revive. In case the radio is lost or stolen, you can stun it to stop it being used to listen into your communications. So then let's go into the menu and have a look at the menu options. We've been through contacts already. You've got messages. You can write a new message. The messages, you can use predictive text in English. You press this button to change through. So English, French, German or Chinese. And then you can put it in number mode. Or you can put it in basic ABC mode where it's not predictive. You've got your inbox, you've got your outbox, you've got drafts. You can delete all of your messages or clear out your inbox, outbooks or drafts. You've got status messages, which are set in the programming software, and then you just send that message as it is. You can't edit it. So let me quickly just show you a message being sent. I'll open this one up and I'll just forward it so I don't have to type out the message again. So let's send it to radio 4. So the receiving radio rings and you get the message icon up there. Now let's just unlock it. Let's go into messages, inbox. Hello, there we go, from radio 3. So that's that. Then we've got call logs. If I go into that, you can see your dialed calls, or you can delete them all. You can see your answered calls, and you can see your missed calls. If someone private called you, and you didn't respond with the push to talk button, then it will show it as a missed call. Then you've got zone. You can change between the zones. You can have many zones programmed into the radio, and you can also change their names. You've got scan. You can turn it on and off, and you have a scan list here. I don't have one set up at the moment, but if you do, then it will show you your scan list once you go in there. Then you've got settings. You can look at the radio info. That's the firmware there. I did actually update this radio. It was in a beta firmware before. You've got radio settings. You can change language. Tone setting, which is the beeps when you receive a call. You change the tone volume from here. It doesn't change when you change the main volume. So if I use this here, this only changes the volume of the received voice. It doesn't change the volume of the beeps, which is a bit unfortunate actually, because if you have your beep set loud and you turn down the radio volume, then it'll still beep really loudly. So you have to change it from here. You've got your tone switch where you can disable or enable all, or you can select different ones that you want to be on and off. I've turned the keypad one off because I find it annoying personally. You've got vibrate. You can turn on and off vibrate for the different functions. You've got power level, which you can set high or low. You've got keypad lock. If you press that one, it locks the keypad right now. If you go on the second one, then it gives you the option to lock it automatically after a certain period of time. I've got it off on this radio, but on this radio I've got it on, and you can see it says press unlock and star, so you have to go like that to unlock the radio, just so you don't send anyone any messages or anything like that by accident. And then you've got LCD brightness. It goes very bright or quite dark. So then you've got LCD backlight. On this radio I have it set to 60 seconds, but these are the other options that you have, including always on. Below that you have Vox setting. I don't have Vox enabled, but if you do, if you connect an accessory that is capable of doing Vox, then you can use Vox and just key up the radio automatically when it hears voice. LED indications you can turn off if you don't want the light. Talk around / repeater. If you are set on a repeater channel, then you can set it to talk around the repeater, for example, if you're out of range of the repeater. And that's it for radio settings. Then you've got applications. You've got only one application, which is the clock, and from here you can change whether the time is displayed on the home screen and its format. You can turn off the date display. You can change the date's format, and you can set the time and date as well. Then below that you've got GPS. You can turn it on and off from here. You can actually disable this menu if you don't want your workers turning on and off the GPS, if you want to always know where they are. You can go in here and look at your position info, so I have to turn on the GPS first before I can do that. It hasn't got a fix because I'm inside, so it won't get one. It shows you the date and time, but actually it doesn't take that from the GPS satellite. It just takes it from the radio settings. I don't know why it would do that, but it shows you your latitude and longitude as well, and how many satellites you have got. Then you've got your last menu option, which is supervisor, and it doesn't really do much on digital. You've got monitor channel and permanent monitor, which are both options that just open the squelch on analog mode, but they don't really work on digital. I'll show you if I try to use it. It just does a long beep. and it doesn't let you do it. Same with permanent monitor. So now that I've got the GPS on, actually, there's another icon that I can show you. This one up here, the globe, which also has a little red sign next to it showing that you haven't got a GPS fix. It changes to a different sign when you do get a GPS fix, to let you know that. So that's the end of part 1 of the review of the Kirisun DP770. Check out part 2 for my experiences with the radio and a short video showing the radio in use on the DMR network.